So, you look at your bank account after a month of trying to be good with money, and the number just hasn't budged. You feel that familiar sinking feeling in your stomach, the one that whispers you're failing at this. But what if I told you that feeling is based on a lie? You're not lazy, and you're not bad with money. The truth is, your brain is actively working against you, running on an ancient survival program that makes saving feel almost impossible. In this video, we're going to expose the hidden psychological traps that keep you broke and show you exactly how to escape them for good. This isn't about willpower. It's not about finding some magical budgeting app. It's about understanding your own psychology. Because saving money isn't a math problem. It's a mind problem. And once you learn the rules of the game your brain is playing, you can finally start winning. The reason saving feels so unnatural is because, well, it is. Your brain's operating system was perfected for a world that doesn't exist anymore. A world of immediate dangers and scarce resources, where it made total sense to eat everything you found, right now. That programming is still running in the background, quietly sabotaging your financial goals. It creates 3 psychological traps that most of us fall into without even realizing it. The first trap is called present bias. This is your brain's powerful, deeply wired preference for right now. When you have a choice between a small reward today or a bigger reward later, your brain almost always screams to take the reward now. Why? Because spending money triggers a little hit of dopamine, the chemical of excitement and motivation. Your brain loves that little rush you get when you click buy now or order that expensive pizza after a long day. Saving, on the other hand, it offers zero immediate reward. It's just numbers sitting in an account. To your brain, saving for a retirement that's decades away feels abstract, almost like giving your money to a complete stranger. Scientists call it temporal discounting, our tendency to think future rewards are less valuable. It's why the short-term thrill of a new pair of shoes feels way more urgent than the long-term peace of a healthy emergency fund. Your brain isn't broken, it's just wired for instant gratification. The second psychological trap is loss aversion. Here's a wild fact about your brain. The pain of losing something feels about twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining the exact same thing. Losing $100 stings way more than finding $100 feels good. This is loss aversion, and it completely messes with your financial decisions. So what does this have to do with saving? When you decide to save money, your brain doesn't see it as a future gain. It sees it as a present-day loss. You're losing access to that money right now. You can't spend it. You can't enjoy it. That feeling of loss is immediate and real, while the reward, future security, is fuzzy and far away. So every time you try to save, you're not just fighting a little desire to spend. You're fighting a deep, painful psychological response. You're not weak for finding this hard. You're human. The third and maybe the sneakiest trap is the shame and avoidance cycle. For so many of us, just looking at our finances brings up feelings of shame, anxiety, or just being completely overwhelmed. Maybe you feel guilty about past mistakes, or you're just discouraged by how far you feel you have to go. Your brain learns this pattern fast. If I open the banking app, I will feel terrible. So what does it do? It helps you avoid it. This avoidance isn't laziness, it's a self-defense mechanism. But this cycle is absolutely devastating. It turns a neutral tool like your budget into a report card on your self-worth. It stops you from seeing the reality of your situation, which makes it impossible to create a clear plan. You end up making financial decisions on impulse, simply because the idea of looking at the actual numbers is too stressful. This shame keeps millions of smart, capable adults feeling stuck, not because they can't manage money, but because they've been taught to believe that facing their finances means facing failure. These 3 traps, present bias, loss aversion, and the shame cycle, are powerful. They're like hidden currents pulling you away from where you want to go. But you are not powerless. Just knowing they exist is the first giant step. If this is clicking for you, and you want to go deeper into how we can rewrite the old money stories that fuel these traps, let me know in the comments and hit that subscribe button, because that might just be our next video. Okay, so we've identified the enemy. Now let's talk about how to fight back. You can't beat your brain's ancient wiring with willpower alone. Willpower is a battery that runs out. Instead, you need to build a system that works with your psychology, not against it. This is the override. It has two parts. First, reframe the game, and second, rig the game so you can't lose. First up, you have to reframe the game. You have to change what saving means to your brain. Right now, it probably feels like deprivation and loss. Your job is to reframe it as an immediate gain. So instead of telling yourself, I'm losing $200 from my checking account, you start telling yourself, I'm buying $200 worth of my future freedom. This isn't just a silly word gain, it's a real cognitive shift that moves you from feeling a loss to feeling a gain. The other part of this reframe is making your future feel less fuzzy. A vague goal like save more money is useless to your brain. It can't get excited about that. You need specific, vivid goals you can actually picture. Don't just save for retirement, save for sipping coffee on a porch swing without a single worry. Save for a backyard where my future dog can run wild. Then, break those huge goals down into tiny, achievable steps. Every time you hit a small target, like saving your first $1,000, you have to celebrate it. This gives your brain the dopamine hit it's looking for, but you're getting it from saving, not from spending. You're literally hacking your own reward system. But a new mindset is only half the battle. The single most powerful strategy to beat these psychological traps is the second part of the override. Automate your system. The most successful savers don't have more discipline, they have better systems. They make the act of saving automatic, so it doesn't matter how they feel on any given day. This move completely bypasses present bias and loss aversion. The decision is already made. Here's the game plan. The best way to do this is to have a percentage of your paycheck sent directly to a separate savings account before you even see it. This is the heart of paying yourself first. The money is gone before you have a chance to miss it or debate what to do with it. You don't feel the loss because you never really felt like you had it in the first place. If your job doesn't offer that, no problem. You can do the exact same thing by setting up an automatic recurring transfer from your checking to your savings. The trick is to schedule it for the day after you get paid. Don't wait until the end of the month to save what's left. That plan almost never works. Automate it so that saving is the very first, most important bill you pay. And 2 quick rules to make this stick. First, start small, an amount you know you won't even notice. It's way better to automatically save $25 a week without fail than to aim for $200 and have to constantly cancel it. Second, keep your main savings in a separate account that isn't linked to your payment apps. Create a little bit of healthy friction. Make it easy to save and just a tiny bit harder to spend. For years, you've probably been told that if you just tried harder or had more discipline, you'd be good at saving. And for years, you've probably felt like a failure when that didn't work. The truth nobody tells you is that this was never a discipline problem. It's a design problem. Your brain is wired for short-term survival, not for long-term spreadsheets. It's chasing dopamine hits, running from feelings of loss, and avoiding shame. Trying to fight that with pure willpower is like trying to swim up a waterfall. It's exhausting, and it's not going to work. But by understanding your brain's programming, you can stop fighting yourself and start building a system that actually works for you. By reframing your goals to make them real and exciting, and by automating your savings to take the daily struggle out of it, you take willpower out of the equation. You design a system where success becomes the default setting. Saving money finally stops feeling impossible and starts feeling inevitable. So I'll leave you with a question. If you started making your money decisions based on your long-term peace instead of short-term pleasure, where would you be this time next year? If this video gave you a new way to think about things, please give it a like and subscribe for more on mastering your money mindset. And maybe share it with one person you know who's feeling a little stuck.